Brother Anwar, and he's your professional visitor today. He's into IT, and we'd like to welcome Brother Anwar to his visit.
Okay. Alright, so I saw this. I briefly looked at it.
Okay.
So I don't know if you wanted me to follow by this or.
Well, you can just look at it and speak around it.
Okay.
I don't think it's more specific.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll move down. So IT information.
I agree with you. Okay. So, definition of IT, computer services. Now, I pulled this from offline, and I got one definition by IT is short acronym for information technology. Refers to anything related to computing technology or the people that work with these technologies. And I'll summarize the definition they have a lot. Computer science, from what I read, is a discipline that involves the understanding and design of computers and computational processes. So, you speak to it a little bit if you want.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it kind of. Yeah. Did anybody have any questions about that? Pretty straightforward, right? Yeah.
Okay. So these are some branches around IT and computer science that exist, and it leads us into the type of careers one can have if your interest is computers or IT.
Now I can get into this.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I mean, you know, these are definitely the different positions that one can have. Which out of this? Let's see, hardware installation, maintenance, and that. Desktop help. I'm probably all this stuff. And my company provides all this, all these services right here because you have to, especially in this one. Me personally, I don't know network administration, but I have employees who work for me who do, and I have them handle that part of the business. You know, desktop help, hardware installation. You know, companies will either hire an external company to handle those things, so you'll get a contract with them, or they'll hire an individual to do these things as well. All this is essential. If you could have an office type environment, like a business and insurance companies or phone company, really any company. Most companies use computers for something. So, you know, constantly having a computer run all day, that always gives an opportunity and a chance for a computer hardware to fail. Your hard drive could go bad, memory could go bad, the motherboard could go bad, the screen could go bad. So hardware installation, maintenance is extremely important in the IT field. Desktop help. You'll have, you know, with those many computers, you have many users using those computers. So you'll need help dealing with, you know, maybe they don't understand how to use a certain software. You know, a lot of them are using Word, or they're trying to email things out and the email won't go. So they'll use the IT guy to, you know, instruct them on how to get it out there like that. Networking administration. Networking is basically having an environment to where all the computers talk to each other. So you can share filing systems. So it's like, how many people in here have more than one computer in the house? Raise your hand. Okay, so who has more than 3 computers in the house? Alright, good. So you have more than 3. Cool. Just imagine having your computers, all 3 or 4 computers in your house, all connected. So instead of saving one thing on maybe just your computer, you can save it on all the computers, or just save everything from everybody's computer just on one computer. Okay, and so that you'll have to deal with networking in order to do that. Or you can have your computer at your house and then deal with his computer from his house, from your computer. If they're networked together on the same network, or on a public network, or on a shared network, then you guys will be able to use each other's computers. Not saying that you will, usually businesses do, but you can do it. You don't have to necessarily be a business. But
is that why it's not that safe to like use public like Wi-Fi networks?
Public Wi-Fi, I don't know why people are saying it's not safe. I think it's pretty safe to use a public Wi-Fi. The only thing that's not safe about Wi-Fi is if your personal Wi-Fi at your house is open to the public. And then a person who's knowledgeable, especially in networking, who's knowledgeable about computers and routers and stuff like that, like me for instance, I could go into your open network or your open Wi-Fi signal, lock up your signal, lock up your router and everything else, and just stop you from being able to use your own internet. Now if you didn't know what to do, you'd be jammed up. Now you're paying for service and I get to use your service for free. So the thing about that is you want to make sure that your Wi-Fi signal is always secure. That way a random individual just can't drive up in the car, use your public network, and then drive off. I mean, because if you have a computer, there are computers called like dummy computers. Say I have a laptop like that, right? I bought it from anywhere. I changed the software on the inside, which means that the IP address is going to change. The IP address is used to identify your computer. Okay? So if I never go on anything personal, then that means that I can't really be traced. But if I download some illegal information from your public Wi-Fi, because you never put a lock on there, you can get in trouble. So that makes it unsafe. But the person who went on your network, they're okay, because they know what to do, and they'll get away with it. Okay? So that's why it's important to lock your Wi-Fi. But if you're going to McDonald's, or going to, just anywhere where it's an open Wi-Fi signal, it's usually safe. Okay? Any other questions about that? No? Okay. Internet, I guess that kind of deals with, the email thing and using a certain website and stuff like that. Internet can, in the IT field, if you're an IT technician, sometimes the internet may go down at the site, and then you'll have to figure out, well, what's going on with the network. Is it the service provider? Is it that one computer? Has one of the routers gone bad? So you'll have to troubleshoot and figure out what's going on. That deals with diagnosing everything, for diagnostic. Software design and application, that kind of goes into another area, depending on what field it is. Security systems, that kind of, with a large office environment, they may not use domestic software like McAfee or Norton has the security. There'll be a more of a strong program or a better firewall in that system to protect whatever their network is. Especially from hackers and stuff like that. AIG and government agencies will have a stronger security system than McAfee or Norton ESET or anything like that. And then communications. Communication can go into a wide range of things, whether people use the computers for voice over IP or video conferencing. Anybody know what video conferencing is?
Like Skype?
Somewhat like Skype, right? Skype is more of a domestic version of it. So there's like courtrooms. You may have a court case, or courthouses use voice over use video conferencing to communicate between, you know, court cases or, you know, just to talk to other judges or really just any type of meeting. Okay? Anybody have any more questions?
So we kind of went over this already about the different.
I want to talk about software.
Sure.
A software developer is, if anybody who's interested in computers and wants to make this a future, okay, if that's what you want to do, then you want to become a either a software developer or you want to learn computer programming. You're talking about you're ranging from $100,000 to $1 million a year with the right company, or if you're able to be independent and do it yourself, then you can make even more than that if you start your own business. And because you'll have control of all the profits, it's just you'll have to put a team together that will get you into certain areas. You have to build a system. You know, wireless firmware engineers, programming analysts, IT security industry. I mean, these are all like great fields to get into. The main one, which you'll get out of programming, if you study programming, you get all this, and you want to have that because this is something that's necessary. There's not a lot of programmers around. There's a lot of repair technicians and, you know, networkers. Becoming Cisco certified probably be another thing, you know, to learn networking. But it's big money.
This is some of the job. I don't know if I can. Can you see it? I have my glasses. Is it clear to y'all? Oh, yeah, it is. So as we see with the little arrows, you got what is related to IT and computer science we're talking about. These are what they call it, the entry level salaries. So once you get out of school or training or getting certified, it's the kind of money you're looking at. And it compares with the other people types.
Yeah, it's the IT. Yeah. So how this is recent from 2013, huh? Yeah. So. Programming analyst is at $64,000. This is yearly, right?
Yeah.
The IT specialist is what's that?
66.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. I would say that's true.
That's good.
Yeah, I would say that's true. And probably even more than that.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. Your average person in society. Person, maybe let's see, probably average person. I don't know if I should speak on that average person.
I think the median income is 55 in America.
Right.
Yeah, something like 54. So that's like about $20 an hour. Close to $22 an hour.
Right.
So you figure you walk past somebody on the street, you know, they might have an art car or art house, they make it 55. Them in it, then their spouse, or if they're, you know, some people still live at home, or whatever the case. Usually you have more than one person in the household who's making that type of money, so they can live at a certain standard. One person with children making that amount of money is kind of hard. They can live.
Yeah.
But this is just
you'll be living probably paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
Me, I don't feel comfortable. So I don't know if anybody does feel comfortable. So, you know, you just want to, when you get to a certain age, even before you get to that certain age, you want to prepare what you want to do and be ready to execute that and be serious about it. I'm not saying that it's, if you want to change later on, you can, and that's okay. just going through changes and stuff like that. Just make sure that you plan everything properly before just jumping into something. But yeah, like for instance, I say that that's true, and that's just based off of a regular IT specialist. I say that that's true because their jobs, each job that I go on, I'm getting paid at the minimum $75 an hour.
That's good.
At the minimum. And if I'm not, even if I'm not there for an hour, if I'm only there for 5 minutes and I perform the job and it gets done, I'm getting paid $75. If I do never get a computer virus again, that's $100 an hour. Never get a computer virus again, it only takes an hour and a half to do it. Okay, and then it's over. And you know, that's pretty good money. It's not the best money, but it's nice. And you know, it all just depends on what you want to do with it. Me, I like to budget and save, so I keep my money, but at the same time, you know, to save it is one thing. And I know we're not talking about, this isn't a financial class or anything like that, but to save it is one thing, but to invest it in something that will make you even more money is a whole nother thing. You know, it's very smart to do that. So, this for everybody in here, whether you're interested in computers or not, whatever you do, just make sure you sell your time properly. Don't sell yourself short. Okay? I mean, if you want to, it's okay, but you have to learn the emotion of money. So, you know, you could work somewhere and be 15 years old and say, oh man, you know, $10 an hour is nice for me. I wouldn't mind making $10 an hour. But just think, for $10, someone is having you do whatever. You know, I want you to scrub every line in the floor. It only takes you an hour. Now you clean this whole floor out for $10. Because that's what you decide to do. But a person who actually does floors, who's in the business of cleaning floors, it's a $500 job. And you sold yourself for $10. So you have to, you know, just understand and know whatever market or whatever field it is that you want to be in, and make sure you plan accordingly. Okay, I'm done with that. How are we on time?
Time is good. Probably another 10 minutes.
Okay, cool. All right, well, I'll try to various certifications. Yeah. Microsoft these are very good. If you're interested in having a career, right, there's a difference between a career and a business. So if you're interested in having a career, these things are key. You know, because these are the things that the companies will look for. These are the things that I will look for. And I will want people to be certified in this, especially if they're going to work for my company, because I have clients who depend on this. You have to know this stuff in order to be able to do it. If you want a business, then your whole thing is to hire people with these certifications and with this status. Okay? So it's just, you have to have the knowledge. Knowledge is key. You want to write that down? He's writing that down.
No, I'm just kidding.
Well, no, he's writing down.
That's right now.
This right here.
Oh, that, okay, sure. So how long does it take and how much does it take? What would it take for them to get those certifications?
Yeah, I mean, usually it's 4 years. It just depends on how deep you go into it. Me, I've never been certified for any of that stuff.
Really?
Yes, I one day I didn't have my first computer until 2006, and in 2007 I started a computer business. And by 2009, my business was up and running full. And I never went to school for any of this.
Now, how did you pick up the knowledge?
Well, with my computer, with my first computer, I had a friend who used it and they got a virus. I didn't have money back then, so I couldn't afford to take it to Best Buy. My father, who was living at the time, gave me a disc that he got from, he was going to school for computers. And he let me borrow his disc because he was in and out of the hospital. He was getting sick. And so I kept that disc and used it to fix my computer. And then
What was on the disc? What was the disc?
This was a variety of software.
Okay.
Yeah, it just helps you to be able to use your computer. Without it, you can't use it. So, other people want me to fix their computers, and that's how it started off. So it just turned into a business. But
Well, I guess my question is, now from you teaching us about computers, it's like you have a knowledge base about computers. So it's just kind of figure out how did you, was it as you work on computers, you look for ways to fix it, and that's how you started to accrue the
what I did in the business was, at first my business started off just from word of mouth. So people would ask me to remove their viruses, and I just do that, and that would be it. When I started to advertise online, which a lot of money came from that, I went from viruses to hardware and stuff like I need my files back up, my hard drive isn't there, or my screen is broken, stuff like that. So I got to learn from doing their computers, and I had no idea what I was doing, but eventually I got through it. Just a lot of the information on how to repair computers, it's all online, all on Google and YouTube. If you just pay attention and have enough patience to look on there, you can take care of really your own problems. Only if you feel like going through that. And so I had the patience for that because I liked money.
I guess it's just your grasp of the actual theory, as opposed to understanding how computers work.
Right. Right now, like I said before, I'm the only company in the world that offers never get a computer virus scan. I'm not a programmer. I'm not CompTIA certified. I'm not anything. But I have a method and a configuration and a registered trademark of something that people say is impossible.
And it was funny, I know it's kind of, but it seems that, would you say those certifications are kind of like what someone goes to school for in MBA, whereas they would go to school for an MBA to work for somebody?
That's what that is.
Yeah. Okay.
A person like that, I want them to work for my company.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. So I hire people. I have a person who knows Network Plus. They work for me, and they do any job that I want them to do, and I enjoy it.
What does Network Plus mean?
It's just dealing with that's a certain aspect of networking. Okay. I do video surveillance. I have an electrician. He's certified in being an electrician. He does all my work for me, and I just sit there and so I know I do computers, but I'm more of a businessman.
Yes, I'm about to say that. I was about to make an observation that you are looking at an entrepreneur, and what Brother Anwar, what he's telling you all, and how he goes about life. This is what an entrepreneur is. But some of you all may be an entrepreneur, as you see the conventional methods of getting involved in this field. Brother Anwar didn't take. He took it as a source of need, and he ran with it. And as he says, he hires these people. You see, he's like, I don't have to tell, I got hired him, because if he needs a particular skill set, he just goes out and get it. That's the difference between an entrepreneur and someone who works for someone. So if y'all have an entrepreneurial spirit, if you feel, yeah, I think like Brother Anwar, then you all may be an entrepreneur. That's good.
Yeah.
So I guess we did some questions. Any more questions? Anybody? Now he's here also as an entrepreneur, so maybe you have some business questions. Y'all have some business ideas that you've been thinking about, and maybe he could give you some advice.
Take a second to think about it if you want. I'll have a question for y'all. Okay. Who here wants to make $1 million? Raise your hand. So that's about everybody in the room. Now, you want to make $1 million. Has anybody made any plans, any set plans or set goals on what procedures they were going to take and what they were going to do in order to make that $1 million? If you have, raise your hand. Okay.
All right, now you know you had to tell us something.
Oh yeah, that's the next question. So all right, with you, what was your plan to make $1 million? Play basketball. Okay. Was that it? Okay. All right. Not a problem. What about you?
I was trying to get into college for basketball.
Okay.
And try to be like going to college for a doctor.
Okay.
For medical school.
Okay.
And if I didn't get that, I would try to get an MBA.
All right. And leave the hood.
Right.
I was gonna go. Do I have to say it?
Do you have to say what your plan was?
Yes.
If it's not the same as everybody else's, that's totally cool. Because the thing is, in order to become successful, sometimes you have to think out of the box. You can't think like everybody else. So if your plan's different, what is it? Because my plan, or an idea, because I have many ideas for how to get $1 million. So one of my ideas is completely different from every idea that you guys say. But go ahead, what is yours? It's cool, don't worry about it. Go ahead.
I don't want to say this.
You don't? Alright, here. Now, those are long term. How old are you? 12. And you're 12 and you're 13. Now, how many people in here want to make $1 million right now, this year? Raise your hand. You don't want to make $1 million this year?
Possible.
Oh, huh?
I don't know. Somebody will make
It's
$1 million
not
this
possible?
year.
Not this
Somebody,
year. No?
somebody will in the world. They'll make $1 million.
I was about right now we're kids.
I know kids that made over $1 million. There's what was he? 13 years old, and he started what kind of business is that? He's a bald-headed guy. He's in his early 20s now. He came out with a book because he was a millionaire by 13. A young black man, and he had his own business, and it worked. Now he builds businesses and sells them.
I think I heard about it.
Yeah. I can't think of his name, but he exists, and he made $1 million at the age that you guys are at. Now, here's one way, and don't take my idea and run with it. Well, take it and run with it. And when you do, just remember I told you. Got this on tape. All right. Anyway, one way that you can make $1 million right now is by getting 1 million people to give you $1.
That's the what? Right? That is the what?
Right? If 1 million people gave you $1, you'd have $1 million, right? What's $1? You spend $1 probably every day, right? On chips and food and stuff like that. You just need 1 million people to give. Now, what if 1 million people gave you $10, which is still not a lot? Then what? more than $1 million. Okay? But that's something that can be achieved today. The only thing you have to do, and the only thing you'll be responsible for, is figuring out a way to get one person just to give you $1. How can you do that? Go ahead.
Well, apps these days are pretty big and they go at 99 cents. And a lot of people buy them, so if 1 million people buys that app, you get $1 million.
Don't you?
Right.
And there's a 6-year-old in Imhotep school here in Philadelphia who built that app.
6 years. Wow.
So he, at 6 years old, could make $1 million.
Like programming? Is that
An app is an app. You can go on your Google Market and get an app program and just design your own app. It's free. You can get $1 million for free. If I asked him right now for $1, he gave it to me. That's the beginning of my mission. Okay. Anybody have any questions? Were you able to think of anything? Huh? No? Is that it? Who likes the $1 million idea? Alright. So that's cool. So, I don't know, are we going to ever meet again? Are we?
You can come back, yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, we meet again. The next time you come back, I'd like for each and every one of you to write down 10 ideas of how to make $1 million this year.
That's good.
Alright? Any different idea, you could write a book. You could. You could write a book. So many different things you could do. So many things you could do. I know a person who sits home all day. Not saying that it's cool to sit home all day, but just saying that, you know, this is what he does. He just goes on his computer on eBay, and he has over $1 million worth of inventory, and he sells old records for $300 and $500.
Wow.
And people buy them.
This is like, yeah,
Okay. Alright, so you just have to have an idea. It doesn't take money to make money. It takes an idea to make money. Okay? No other questions?
Nope.
Anybody back here have any questions?
No,
What about computer questions?
Nope.
No?
like how do you program?
How do I program? I don't program.
I mean like how do like program in general?
In general, like how do you program?
Yeah.
Programming is basically a program is dealing with a bunch of codes. So you have to study codes and execution and data files and bank files and stuff like that.
Excuse me, the sister, she's going to treat y'all to some pizza, okay?
Oh man, I can't.
You can eat pizza?
Sure, go ahead.
If someone was locked out of their iPhone or their computer, would you be able to unlock it?
Yeah.
Any phone, right?
Yeah.
Any phone?
Anything.
What?
Okay.
Any phone.
Huh? You said what?
Like how do you like if you like forget your password, how can you get in with
In a computer or a phone?
like computer and phone?
A phone? I mean, there are. It depends on what you want. You can get your contacts out of it if they're saved to or backed up to your SD card. I mean, usually you can back up the phone and then go ahead and do a system recovery or system restore, and then you wipe out everything. But just as long as you have your SD card, you'll be okay. So you won't lose anything. And just as long as you know your Google account password, then you should be okay. Computer-wise, you just need some software.